Good morning to Dr. Ali and my fellow classmates. Today, for the project of ESS Critical Thinking, we will be debating on our chosen topic. And before we begin, please allow me to introduce myself and also my group mates. I, Tengku Farhana, will be the chairperson of this debate as well as the first speaker. And along with me today are my colleagues, Nida Maisarah, who will be the second speaker, and last but not least, Nabila Aisyah, the third speaker. So today, the debate will revolve around the motion of, are social networking sites good for our society? Hence, the theme of this debate includes the pros and cons, as well as the advantages and disadvantages of social networking sites. And this debate aims to discuss on whether social networking sites are of benefit to the society. As we all know, since we are also users of these social networking sites, social media, in other words, has its advantages and disadvantages as well. Hence, the objective of this debate is to discuss these points. And prior to the commencement of the discussion, it's very important for each speaker to be at the same level of understanding the terms present in the motion. So, social networking can be defined as the process of creating, building, and nurturing virtual communities and relationships between people online. Therefore, for the purpose of this discussion, we as the speakers have agreed upon the same definition of social networking, which is the use of internet-based social media sites to stay connected with friends, family, colleagues, customers, and clients. And this is set by Canton in 2021. And here, social networking sites includes the various social media such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and so on. And also, it's important to note that different social networking sites, it will provide different advantages and purposes to its users, where some can be utilized as a platform to communicate, some to share, and some to even advertise. And in addition, for an effective and fruitful discussion, the term society here in this motion also has to be defined and understood by all the speakers. And today, the definition of society that we have agreed upon is a group of people involved with each other through persistent relations, or a large social grouping sharing the same geographical or social territory. Hence, in this discussion, society will include people from different age groups and also from different backgrounds. All right, to start off the debate as the first speaker, I am against the motion whereby I am arguing that social networking sites are not good for our society. From my point of view, social networking in today's technological era tends to bring more harm than good, in which social networking sites are also known as social media such as Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. It can be destructive and bring serious negative effects to its users of many different age groups. So, firstly, social networking sites are not good for our society because users may be at risk of social media addiction. As stated in a journal article entitled Social Media Addiction: Its Impact, Mediation and Intervention by Yu Bo Hao. Um, I quote from this article. It said that individuals with social media addiction are often overly concerned about social media, and they are driven by an uncontrollable urge to log in and use social media. And this is quoted in the article said by Andresen and Pallesen in 2014. So, um, involving oneself in the activity of checking, scrolling through social media, it's become a very, very popular activity over the last decade, especially now during the pandemic, where everyone is at home, we are glued to our phones, our laptop. We have no choice but to work and study online through our laptops and our phones. And even though the majority of people uh, their use of social media is not problematic, there is a certain percentage of users that become addicted to social networking sites, and they do engage in excessive or compulsive use of social media. And this addiction can affect the user both physically and psychologically, primarily due to the effect that it has on the brain. And according to a study by Harvard University, self-disclosure on social networking sites, it can light up the same part of the brain that will also light up when someone takes an addictive substance. So this is saying that social media addiction is very, very serious. And from there, when you get addicted, what can happen is that mental health issues can arise. And research has shown that there is an undeniable link between social media use and also negative mental health. So excessive social media use, it doesn't only just cause unhappiness, but a general dissatisfaction for the users, where it can also increase the risk of developing mental health issues such as um, anxiety, depression, and all the mental health issues of that sort.
All right. Excuse me, Dalia. Allow me to interrupt. Um,
Yes.
Seeing that we are students, so do you have any student-related case study that can support your claim?
Okay. A case study that relates with students. Okay, actually, when I was doing the research for this point of my argument, I came across a study that was performed by California State University. And in that study, they found that individuals who visited social media sites at least 58 times per week, these people were actually 3 times more likely to feel socially isolated and depressed compared to those who use social media fewer than 9 times per week. And feeling depressed and socially isolated, those are all, it falls under the category of mental health issues, which relates to the point that I have presented just now. And not only that, but studies have also found that these individuals, they have worsened social anxiety in groups, and they have higher rates of depression, negative body image, lowered levels of empathy and compassion towards others. This is according to the survey that they have conducted. So, all in all, to wrap up the first reason for my argument, it can clearly be seen that through the supporting evidence that social networking sites can be harmful to one's mental well-being, where they are at risk of experiencing social media addiction, which can lead to mental health issues. So that is it for my first reason. And the second reason as to why I am opposing the motion is that when one is exposed to social networking sites or social media, they can also be exposed to online predators, specifically the users that fall under the category of the younger age group. And with that being said, the second point of my argument will be focusing on the adolescent age group of the society who are exposed to these social media and social networking sites. And due to the fact that these minors are, of course, underage, they are minors, they are underage, they have yet to possess the capability to make proper judgments, proper decisions for their own because they are still naive and young. Therefore, these are the part of society who are very vulnerable when they are on these social networking sites. And just a little bit of background, online predation became a problem in the early 2000s. This is right when the use of internet was just emerging. And instead of these sexual predators going on the streets, going out to the playground to search for the victims, now they actually have the luxury to hide behind a username, to hide behind a computer screen to search for their victims. And to support this, according to a journal article entitled Online Predators and Their Victims, Myths, Realities, and Implications for Prevention and Treatment, this was published in the American Psychologist Journal. It said that most initiated sex crimes involve adult men who use the internet to meet and seduce underage adolescents into sexual encounters. And these offenders, these predators, they use internet communication such as email, instant messages, chat rooms to meet and develop all these relationships with the victims. This is said by Warlock in 2008. And as you can see, instant messages, emails, chat rooms, it all falls under the social networking sites. Okay, so in addition, there was also a research conducted by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. They found that 61% of children that were aged from 13 until 17, they have personal profiles on social media. We are aware that most social media sites, they have a minimum age requirement in their terms of services. However, many children tend to lie about their age because they want to use these popular social networks. And according to Van der Hart in 2010, he said that all of cases of online sexual solicitation 1 in 4 involve children under 14. And as you can see, this is a very, very big problem because younger adolescents, they are not developmentally prepared to deal with these online sexual predators. And to further support my stance, I would like to insert this reported case that I found in a journal article by Janice Wallach in 2013. This article entitled Online Predators, Myth versus Reality. And in this article, this case was labeled under case number 2. And it reported a 24-year-old man who met a 14-year-old girl at a social networking site, but he claimed to that girl that he was 19. And what happened was that their conversation became more romantic and more sexual until the 14-year-old victim actually believed that they were in love. So they met. When they met, the offender took explicit pictures of the victim and also gave her alcohol, gave her drugs. And when the parents found out, of course, the offender was reported. And they found out that this offender was actually a suspect in another online enticement case. And this is just one of the many proofs that social networking sites are indeed very harmful for the younger group of society, not just mentally, but it's also very physically harmful, where it can cause damage, physical damage to the victim. So today, with my first reason and the second reasons, with the arguments presented and the supporting evidence, I do stand with my position of opposing the motion and stand with my argument that social networking sites are not good for our society. So that is all for me. Thank you very much for your attention. I now pass the floor to the second speaker, Maisarah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Dalia. So, hi everyone. My name is Maisarah. I'm the second speaker for today. So, um, as in my own opinion, I am supporting the motion. I agree that social networking sites are good for our society. So, well, one of the biggest pros of social media is that it nurtures and expands relationships. Improving communication and strengthening human connection is the reason social media emerge. As for example, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the chat group, LinkedIn, and more countless other social networking. Also, sites help people build on existing relationship. They can make new friends and relationship that have lapsed over time. So regardless of where the person lives, it is possible to find others who share the same interest and concern. So social media has exponentially increased the resources for mental health information and support. So the research shows that people who get support from peers, those struggling with the same problem, have better health outcome. Whether they have physical condition like psychological one like depression, internet supports group, discussion boards, blog, and other social media platforms have significantly enhanced the resources for individual wrestling with mental health, behavioral, and addiction issues. So online supports offers certain advantages that make it attractive to individuals who might not otherwise seek help. So I will now present 2 points in supporting the motion. So first of all, we all know that internet the social media is 24/7 available. The internet never sleeps. And with the prevalence of cell phones, you don't even need to be home or at your computer to access the resources you need. So in the event of a crisis, this can be truly be life-saving. The web-based support communities have been credited with saving people from suicide, about an accidental drug overdose. You can also use social media to gain valuable information about your customers that will make your business or decision smarter. So, for example, social listening allows you to discover how people feel about your company and brand. Also, you can uncover conversation about your business and answer question about your offerings. Also, it has no geographical limitation. Location can be an obstacle to participating in a traditional support group that require physical attendance. Online group pool member from all over that can host larger numbers of people, adding to the pool of knowledge and experience. Social media also an enhanced tool which has significantly improved connectivity and social awareness. Having said that, it is also evident that social media is not without faults. Yes, scientific studies have shown that social media has resulted in reduced concentration among the students. The high level of this content with one live spread of misinformation. But at the same time, it is also a fact that technology itself is neutral. It doesn't force one to act in specific ways. It is up to the users how they interact with the technology and get the maximum benefit from of it. So it is the need of the day that we create a general awareness about how to use technology for the betterment of the society. That and when we once we learn this, it is highly possible that social media will enumerate its benefit in the society. All right. So moving on to my second point, which is friends and relation. So as we all know, many people find it easier to share problems and feeling openly when there's a minimal risk of identification on real life or consequences. So social networks stated as a place to connect with your friends in an easy way and convenient way. Truly speaking, many of you might have found your old friend from school or college who were out of touch due to one reason or another. Well, I would say I have, and I thank social network for this. So social network have provided us um, the opportunity to connect with people and build better relationship with friends with whom we are unable to meet personally, and let them know about our life and take input about their life and events happening with them. The internet and social media also boost productivity. These tools offer more information, including real-time news, than a library full of encyclopedias, and the information accessible at any time of day and night. Studies also link internet social media use with a greater success in academics, as well as improved job performance and employment prospects. Social media also gives small business owner the power to be more competitive with largest companies. By simply creating and maintaining a Facebook account, they can reach a wider audience. Also, they can perform better customer service. They can share press release and also other company news. Then also they can connect with job seekers and more.
Sorry, Maisarah. Allow me to just interrupt and
All
ask
right,
you a
no
question.
worries. Please do, please do.
So, with the points that you have laid out just now, you claim that the internet, the social media, social networking sites, it promotes productivity. But it might seem that it's an open secret. Everyone knows that the social media can be distracting, and smartphones, the internet, can be addictive. And to support what I just said, in 2017, a paper published by the National Institute of Health found that, and I quote, habitual involvement with these devices may have a negative and lasting impact on users' ability to think, to remember, pay attention, and regulate emotion. And from here, they found that most adults confess that they no longer actually read like they used to, and teens are in a worse condition and they're facing a mental health crisis. This is like a clear productivity issue. So how can you say that it improves productivity? Do you have anything to actually support your claim?
All right, thank you, Dalia. So, in fact, okay, there has been a study that was published in a journal in article in 2020, titled "Social Media and Small Business in the UK: The Case of the Bournemouth." So, as quoted from the article, findings suggest the major advantage of the adoption of social media as primary marketing strategy has it helps small businesses in the promotion of branding, pricing, and enhance customer loyalty and retention. So finding further suggests that common social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and WhatsApp are widely applied as tools among small businesses. The use of these channels helps small business attain awareness, branding, recognition, and contributes to the development and growth of small businesses in the city of the Bournemouth. Finding further shows that younger managers are savvy in the utilization of social media as tool of promoting their business. Social media also help people a lot in communicating with each other. Different people from different culture and interacting today, and they can exchange their ideas. In this way, social media is ending widespread stereotype engendered by gender, caste, color, or religion. Even if relative or friends don't stay much in touch through social media, they still can get an idea about what they cherish one are. up to how they are doing. For example, Facebook has recently launched safety check, a very helpful tool used by people during disasters. People can mark themselves safe during any calamity, and it automatically notify that their friend to their safety. So ultimately, whether social media is good or bad, or healthy or unhealthy for a person's mental health and well-being, is directly related in how they are used or abused by whom, and to some degree by who is passing judgment. So the key to enjoying the benefit while avoiding the problem is to use the powerful tool sensibly, constructively, and in moderation. It's like food, which we truly can live without, right? So the right choices is the right amounts keep people healthy and satisfied, while poor choices and excess consumption can lead significant potentially life-threatening health conditions. So with that being said, it concludes my points for today. Now I will now pass the floor to our last speaker. Thank you.
Right, thank you, Maisarah. That is a good point. My name is Nabila Aisyah, and as the third speaker, I am opposing the motion whereby, from my perspective, I stand and believe that social networking sites cause more harm than good in society. So it is because in this highly technological age, humanity has never been more connected. With over 3.8 billion internet users and almost 40% of the worldwide population on social media, the general populace has been subjected to a technological revolution. We don't have to look far to find out where this phenomenon began. So in early 2010, just around 15% of our population used social media. And this was before the number of likes on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter was actually a thing. So these aforementioned massively powerful platforms have taken over billions of people's lives to the point that where we can no longer ignore the topic of whether social media brings more harm than good to society. And nowadays, we use social media every day to communicate a wide range of sentiments, feelings, and experience, from keeping in touch with family and friends to posting about the good meals we had. So social media serve as a platform where members of the public have control and collectively have the power to initiate many social movements such as the Me Too movement, develop cultural knowledge, and stay up with current events and news. And so, despite all of its tremendous success and potential, social networking can and does cause numerous receive many negative consequences for far too many people. So the vibrant and visual content on social media keeps consumers captivated for extended periods of time. And according to the most recent figures, the average time spent on social media in 2021 will be 145 minutes, or 2 hours and 25 minutes every day. So the constantly changing feed and the regular push notifications convince us to check what's new far more frequently than we needed to. So, to put it into perspective, approximately 500,000 tweets and Snapchat photos are sent every minute that are tailored to target human reactions, such as the dopamine effect. Dopamine is a chemical neurotransmitter that makes us feel more joyful as a reward for doing something, such as keeping a streak on Snapchat or gaining likes on Instagram. And because of the way social media is designed, people may develop a sense of alienation. It generates a compulsion in people to check their phones more frequently than is necessary. So this can lead to a range of issues, including sleep disruption and deprivation. In fact, according to the Digital Influence Lab websites in its Malaysian digital marketing statistic article, the average Malaysians would spend 7 hours and 57 minutes per day on the internet, with a daily time spent on social media of 2 hours and 45 minutes. And low self-esteem is yet another issue that can be exacerbated by social networking. The pressure to look perfect is so ubiquitous that a mass communication study found that more than half of social media users are more self-conscious about their appearance. Not only that, the filters feature available also gives users the ability to transform their appearance into a more appealing version of themselves. This could lead to people needing to compare themselves not only to other people's better version of themselves, but also to their better projected digital image. So this is somehow can make us feel more alienated, as if we had to bear the responsibility of living in someone else's shoes. So the like button and view count are the two further features of social networking. These are used opportunities to seek affirmation from peers, which people enjoy due to the dopamine effect. And I am certain that we have all felt ecstatic when we hit a specific amount of likes or a significant number of views on social media.
I'm sorry for interrupting, Bella.
Uh,
Um,
okay.
if you say that social media provides opportunities for users to share and get a good feeling from their reaction by sharing, then what is a bad thing? Some people see this as a way to release and a chance to share their happiness and success.
Well, this, however, can frequently lead to us relying on other people's ideas and thoughts on us, with the number of likes we receive representing how valuable we are. By seeing family and friends having fun online also can sometimes have a negative effect on us because it can sometimes intensify our loneliness. This is due to the fact that social media lures us into a perfect illusionistic realm while disconnecting us from the real world around us. We also use social media to avoid communicating with people since it might be intimidating to talk to or to meet new people, which can make us feel more socially awkward. However, utilizing social media to avoid this might make us feel more lonely, leading to a destructive spiral of isolation. So, if we struggle with our own confidence because we are constantly comparing ourselves to other people, and we are missing out on sleep because we are all afraid of missing out on what is out there, and we can even talk to real people because it would be too awkward and we would just mess something up, then maybe social media is just a massive paradox. It is a massive paradox because it provides us with a plethora of options while also making it more difficult to find the three viable options that are truly viable by attempting to connect us. So it has had the opposite effect on ourselves and the world around us and the people we care about. So if that is what social media does to each and every one of us who use it, then I have to believe that social networking sites do more harm than good to society. With that, thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Speaker 2, Nida Maisarah, and also the third and final speaker, Nabila Aisyah, for your arguments and everything that you have put forth today. So, as the chairperson of this debate, just allow me to wrap up this debate and briefly conclude the opposing arguments to the motion, in which we are in the position of standing with the stance social networking sites are not good for our society. So, firstly, social networking sites are harmful because it may cause social media addiction that can lead to negative mental health, and that will affect one's mental well being. And in addition to that, users are also at risk of exposure to online predators that may not just cause mental harm, but also physical harm. And furthermore, just now, the third speaker has put forth that the people who use social networking sites excessively, where it keeps the users so captivated and engulfed and glued to their phones. And from here, the users can be prone to feelings of alienation that can be associated with the number of likes, the number of views, and will lead to them needing people's validation and can intensify their loneliness. And to conclude the points supporting the motion and saying that social networking sites are good for our society, the second speaker has said just now that social networking sites allow people to connect with others and boost their productivity. And the second speaker also added that the internet never sleeps and is available 24/7, in which can help and save one when they are in a crisis. So, all in all, in conclusion, to wrap up this whole debate, based on the arguments put forth by both sides, the supporting and opposing the motion, it can be clearly seen that there are always two sides of the coin in any situation and in any discussion and in any debate. Hence, it's up to us as individuals to use our own judgments to see which argument, along with its supporting evidence, outweighs the other. And with that, we have now reached the end of our debate today. Thank you very much and have a good day.